Hello, it's Bailey and welcome to my channel. This weekend I am planning on participating in the weekend version of 1,000 Doors readathon, which is kind of like a choose your own adventure readathon. It is 5:56 and at 6 o'clock tonight the first prompts are about to be dropped, so I'm very excited. I'm not gonna be able to start the readathon tonight. Like I said, it is Thursday night, and just because of time zones, this is hosted by hosts in the UK, but just because of time zones, I'm not planning on starting tonight. I am still trying to finish my book club book before I jump in and start this readathon, but I'm planning on doing the whole thing this weekend. So by Sunday night when I go to bed, I would like to be done. If you don't know the premise of this readathon, I guess, when it starts, we will get 3 reading prompts, 1 each from each of the hosts. And from there, you choose where to start, and from that video and what you thought of the book that you just read or something that happened in the book you just read will prompt you to pick an option of the next video to go to and get your next prompt, if that makes any sense at all. Basically, each book is going to lead you to a different prompt. So like I said, tonight I'm just going to be watching those first prompt videos. I will probably pop back in and tell you the book option that I would pick for each of those, and then choose which spot I'm actually going to start in. Good morning, happy Friday. I never did pop back in yesterday and update on the prompts and what I'm choosing because I needed some time to let a poll run, because the prompt that I'm choosing is Meg's, which was a meme that was let me ask the audience. So I took that as asking my viewers. I posted the poll on Twitter and let them vote on what book I should read, and I'm just going to tell you guys now what the 4 options I put on that were. I put Concrete Rose by Angie Thomas, People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry, The 4 Winds by Kristen Hanna, and Autobiography by Christina Lauren. These were all books that were on my TBR for the month that I still have not gotten to, so some of these could still be read during this readathon, but it is a really close vote between Concrete Rose and People We Meet on Vacation right now. I don't know what it's gonna end up being. I have to go to work, and I still do have to finish my book club book, so I have a little bit of time to let the poll just kind of sit. The other 2 prompts were really hard. I had no even ideas for them. Emma's was Owl. I didn't have anything for that. I thought maybe I could have done this because it has a O, a W, and an L in the title, but I decided not to do that. And then Tasman's was a band performance of some sort, which actually the link that she had in the description to that you couldn't view in the United States, so I didn't even watch it. I just decided to go with Meg's prompt. I'm so late starting this readathon now, but oh well. My poll did end, and it was a super close vote, but People We Meet on Vacation did end up having 39% compared to Concrete Rose had 37%, so I will be starting this tonight. I do think Chris and I are going to watch the first episode of Bachelor in Paradise. That was from Monday. We still haven't watched it. And then I will start this before bed. And then tomorrow I have a full reading day. Good morning. I'm not gonna lie, I've had kind of a rough morning, just not feeling well. But I did jump in the shower and get ready. Hopefully a nice, fresh restart to my day. It is 10:30 a.m. and I'm about 100 pages into People We Meet on Vacation. I'm really enjoying this so far. It is a cute, fun, funny. I do really like the banter between these 2 people, but if you don't know, this book is basically about Poppy and Alex, and they used to vacation with each other every summer, and for some reason they haven't for the past 2 years. It's alluded to that they had some sort of falling out. And we are getting snippets from this summer where Poppy kind of invites Alex to go on vacation again. And then we're getting chapters from previous vacations from years past. I think it starts at 12 summers ago. So they've known each other a long time. But yeah, so far it's really cute and fun. You're learning kind of how they became friends in the first place. And I am intrigued to find out what the falling out was. So I need to focus on this today. I also do have my book club live show today with Nessa for The Lost Causes at like 3 p.m. I think that's at, and I need to film a video today, but right now I need to go try to eat something, probably take the dog out before I sit down and try to read another good chunk of this book. I am officially done with all of my other responsibilities for the day, so I feel like I need to like set the mood, get some vibes going for reading the rest of the day. I am just over 200 pages into People We Meet on Vacation now. I decided to come downstairs and sit just because it's cooler down here until Chris gets home probably, then I'll go back upstairs into like my reading room. But the tension in this book is definitely rising, like as we get closer in the previous years, like you can tell that their friendship's growing, like they're becoming much closer, and then also even though we still don't know why they had a falling out, you can tell that there's tension on the trip that they're taking like this year. And I'm really anxious to know like what's going on. Obviously it's a romance, so I am assuming that they end up together somehow at the end of this, like in a relationship. So I am really like anxious to find out what's going on. So yeah, I'm gonna sit down and not sure what time Chris is gonna get home, so I'm not sure if I have time to like really get through this or if I'll be interrupted. Usually when he gets home I'm like distracted for an hour because he wants to talk or eat something or whatever. If you live with anybody, you probably know how this goes. Okay, I think I've had a different shirt on in every clip today. Oh well. But I did just finish People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry, and I'm happy to report that I'm gonna be giving this 5 stars. This is like Friends to Lovers excellence. I think it is just as good and worth the hype of like everything I've been hearing. I do think like a positive of Friends to Lovers in general is that they tend to be a little bit more slow burn, which this definitely was, and it was building the anticipation of like getting to the vacation from 2 years ago as to why they were like no longer speaking for those 2 years. And it was very apparent that like they were so into each other, and it was the question of like this could never work, and then just getting to a point of like why not, why are we not willing to make it work. And I thought it was so good and cute and fun, and I love the vacation aspect. We're leaving for a little vacation to actually see family in like a week, so this just has me excited to go on that vacation. It'll be our last vacation before the baby comes, so I'm like, vacation. So now I need to go and get my second prompt.
Okay, you're back. I hope you enjoyed it, but let's see if you did, because the question is, what star rating did you give the book? So there's an option for 4 to 5 stars, so you really liked it. There's an option for 3 to 1, 1 to 3, 3 to 1, 3, 1 to whatever. There's an option for that, so whether you thought the book was average or really didn't like it. And there was an option for if you DNF'd the book. So go pick, and I will see you soon, maybe, or maybe not.
Okay, so the question for this one was just based off of what you rated the book. So I'm clicking on the prompt for rating it 4 to 5 stars. I'm anxious, I'm nervous, excited. Who's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Welcome to door 2. You're still stuck with me in the memes, I'm afraid. Sorry. I am so glad to hear that you enjoyed the first book that you read. That makes me so happy. You have no idea. I hope I'm on the same page as you. So let's try and keep it going. I feel like we can keep it going. I feel like we've got this. You know the deal with the memes. I'll show you one. You interpret it however you want. So this is your prompt.
That was fucking scary. My heart's going pitter-patter, pitter-patter. I feel sick, like I could throw up.
Now, the obvious choice for this is a horror book. Bit scary, not gonna lie.
Okay, I have not been letting myself like see what the question's gonna be to like get the next prompt, but something scary. She did say you could pick something that's just like more intimidating scary, but I definitely read like some thrillers and horror, so I'm gonna pick a book quick. I actually only have one thriller left on my TBR for the month, so I'm gonna be going with The End of Her by Sherry Lapina. This is an author that has been hit or miss for me, and I don't know specifically what this one is about, but it's gonna be, knowing Sherry Lapina, it's some sort of domestic thriller. I feel like very disoriented this morning. I woke up for the first time to pee at what I thought was 12:30, but then I woke up again to pee and it was midnight. So I don't know if I imagined the first time I woke up or if I actually woke up at like 10:30 the first time. But then all night I was like, the time is off. But before I fell asleep last night, I did get 30 pages into the end of her. I still don't really know what this is about. Very Sherry Lupina vibes. It's like in a neighborhood. We've met like a couple different people in this neighborhood. There's one couple that has like twin babies and they're really overwhelmed. And yeah, that's all I really know so far. I do want to say though that like the color of this hardcover is gorgeous. I don't think it's really showing up, especially because I have this green shirt on. But this is kind of like an emerald color, more like a teal, but it's pretty. Okay, it's like 11 a.m. now, but I am about 70% of the way through the end of her now, and I'm enjoying it. I don't think this is going to be one of the ones that's my favorite by her, but it's like a good 3-star thriller probably. The plot of this basically is that the couple that has the twins, the wife is basically finding out that the husband's first wife had like tragically died. She knew that she had died, but she didn't really know the circumstances. And she had died from like carbon monoxide poisoning in a vehicle. But now there's somebody from the husband's past that's coming back and basically accusing him of murdering her and saying that it wasn't an accident. And this is somebody that the husband was also having an affair with at the time, like 10 years ago when his first wife died. So it's the drama of like, did he kill his first wife? What's the deal with this woman? The woman's obviously trying to like blackmail situation. It's a pretty basic thriller, but it's really fast, so not a bad time. All right, I did just finish The End of Her by Sherry Lupina, and unfortunately this is probably my least favorite Sherry Lupina, and I think I'm gonna give this 2 stars. I struggled the most in this with the believability. The like second wife that just had the twins, we didn't get much of a backstory of how they ended up together, and I really just didn't believe that she would like stick by him through this trial and his questioning. To me, they weren't like in love, and I just wasn't convinced that she would stick by him or even care that much for as long as she did. And then I also think there was just like too many coincidences with like how all the people in this book were linked. Like it was too convenient, which made it seem unrealistic. So I don't know what the question is to get my final prompt. So I need to go back to that video to get my final prompt. I do have, like, today should technically be the last day of this. I'm just gonna continue until I finish. But I do have one book left on my TBR for the month that is fairly short that I'm secretly hoping I can like make work for this. All right, so I'm gonna get the question now.
You're back, hello. Now the question I want to ask you that will determine where you go next is, was the ending satisfying? So you have an option for yes, an option for no, and an option for if you DNF'd the book.
So the question is whether the ending was satisfying, and I'm just simply gonna go with no.
Welcome to your final prompt, and I'm sorry to hear that you didn't much like the ending of your last book. Let's see if we can give you something better this time. So I've got a really fun game for us here. This is the board game Emotionary. It is completely ridiculous. There are loads of different aspects to it. It's all about using emojis to communicate different things. It's like a combination of Pictionary and charades, and there's loads of different rounds. So we don't have time to play the whole thing. But to choose our final prompt, I do have a bunch of emoji cards here. And to choose our final prompt, I'm just going to randomly select one. So, can I shuffle these with my eyes shut without dropping them everywhere? The answer is no, not really, so let's just pick this one. It's a paw print emoji!
Oh no, I really have no idea what to pick for that one. I'm gonna be gone for a minute and I'll be right back. Okay, I think I came up with something that's going to work, and that is nice and short, even though it wasn't on my TBR for this month. The only series I could think of that has like a pet in it that I could make work, or that I've read recently, is the Will Trent series by Karen Slaughter, and I'm actually, the next like installment I need to read is a novella. So I'm gonna go ahead and read Snatched, which is number 5.5 by Karen Slaughter. and I'm just like crossing my fingers hoping that Will's dog is in this. It might not be, considering it's a novella and it's so short, and I think this one is set at an airport, but hopefully they'll mention the dog at least once. It looks like I haven't moved, but I did it. I read the whole novella. It took me about an hour, and the dog was never mentioned, but now I already did it, so oh well. I did end up giving it 3 stars, I think, for like a novella length thing. It's hard to like really have the feelings, especially like a novella mystery. These are like detective stories basically, but this one did follow like an abduction case in an airport of a young child, and yeah, it was basically just following like a pursuit and then an interrogation, so it's fairly quick. It was what it was, so 3 stars. But I had a good time doing this weekend. It's very satisfying to like get through a whole readathon. And I do hope that they do a longer version of this again. I do think it's fun to like keep getting the questions and going through the doors. I did open the final door, which is just like a conclusion, like, yay, you made it to the end. So I don't think I included that in this video. But thank you so much for spending some time with me today, and I will see you again very soon. Bye!